Learn to be strong, but not rude. Learn to be kind, but not weak. Learn to be bold, but not arrogant. That's the balance of life. That's the art of living well. See, strength is a virtue, but strength without character becomes a weapon, and kindness without courage becomes weakness. Success is not just what you achieve. Success is also who you become. The question is not only, how strong can you be? The question is, how can you balance your strength with wisdom, with respect, with grace? Because it's easy to lose balance. Some people get tough, but they get bitter. Some people get strong, but they lose compassion. And some people get soft, so soft that life walks right over them. No. The secret is balance. Strong, but not rude. Kind, but not weak. Bold, but not arrogant. Wise, but not cunning. And if you can master this art, not only will you succeed in business, not only will you succeed in relationships, but you'll succeed in life. Let me start with a principle that will serve you well. It's easy to confuse strength with rudeness, but they are not the same. Strength is a virtue. Rudeness is a weakness. Strength builds. Rudeness tears down. Strength earns respect. Rudeness breeds resentment. And yet, too many people confuse the two. Some people think that being strong means being harsh. They think raising their voice makes them powerful. They think cutting others down makes them look bigger. But here's the truth. You don't grow taller by stepping on someone else. You don't shine brighter by blowing out another person's candle. Real strength is not about dominating others. It's about mastering yourself. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And discipline includes the discipline of your words, your tone, your behavior. Strength is self-control. Strength is composure under pressure. Strength is the ability to hold your ground without losing your grace. Do you know what rudeness really is? It's often insecurity. It's fear. It's weakness, dressed up as power. When people don't know how to earn respect, they try to demand it. When people don't feel confident inside, they lash out on the outside. Rudeness is a shortcut. It's an attempt to appear strong without actually being strong. And let me tell you something. The world can tell the difference. True strength doesn't need to shout. It doesn't need to insult. It doesn't need to put others down. Strength speaks clearly, firmly, and respectfully. Strength says, here's where I stand. Strength says, I will not compromise my values. Strength says, I can disagree with you without demeaning you. That's the difference. Rudeness makes enemies. Strength builds allies. Rudeness isolates you. Strength connects you. One destroys trust. The other builds it. Now, why is this important? Because in life, you will be tested. You will face criticism. You will face pressure. You will face conflict. And in those moments, you'll be tempted to respond with rudeness, to defend yourself with sharp words, to fight fire with fire. But remember, rudeness may win the moment, but it loses the war. Strength, on the other hand, is long-term power. Strength is respect. Strength is influence. Be strong enough to stand your ground, but wise enough to keep your respect, because strength without wisdom is just force. And force may get compliance, but it never gets commitment. Be the kind of person people admire, not fear. Be the kind of leader people follow out of respect, not obligation. And that starts with this lesson. Learn to be strong, but not rude. This is the foundation. This is where balance begins. Next, we'll talk about how to combine kindness with courage, because strength without kindness can be cold, and kindness without strength can be empty. But when you blend the two, that's when you become unstoppable. Let's take a moment and think about life. Life constantly tests us. It challenges us in ways we don't expect. It demands decisions, sometimes uncomfortable, sometimes painful. And in those moments, there's a choice you must make. Do you act with courage, or do you act with kindness? Here's the truth. You don't have to choose. You can have both, but it requires balance. Kindness is a mark of strength. Courage is a mark of character. Many people misunderstand this. They think courage means being harsh. They think kindness means being weak. Nothing could be further from the truth. Kindness is beautiful. Kindness connects people. Kindness opens doors. Kindness builds trust. But kindness without courage can make you vulnerable. It can make you passive. It can allow life to walk over you. A person who is only kind may be well loved, but not well respected. You cannot live a full life by only being nice. You must be willing to stand firm when it counts. You must be willing to say no when it matters. You must be willing to act boldly when courage calls. Courage is essential. Courage allows you to take risks, face challenges, and protect what's important. Courage gives you the backbone to endure trials and fight for your principles. But courage without kindness can make you harsh. It can make you feared rather than respected. It can turn strength into arrogance and boldness into cruelty. A person who is only courageous may achieve power, but not influence. You cannot live a full life by only being bold. You must temper courage with compassion. You must balance your firmness with empathy. You must lead with your heart as well as your spine. Now, listen carefully. The key to mastering life is the balance of kindness and courage. Think of it like this. Courage is the engine that moves you forward. Kindness is the steering wheel that guides you wisely. Too much engine without guidance, and you crash. Too much steering without power, and you never move. The two must work together. Life is a delicate balance of standing your ground and lifting others up at the same time. When you act with both courage and kindness, you protect what matters. You fight for your principles. You lift others without stepping on them. You succeed without creating enemies. Imagine this. You're in a meeting. Someone challenges your idea. You feel the tension rise inside you. A weak person might stay silent. A harsh person might lash out. A balanced person listens with respect, then speaks with courage, stating their truth without belittling anyone. That's power. That's influence. That's the kind of strength people remember. It works in relationships too. It works with friends, family, and colleagues. Kindness combined with courage builds bridges instead of walls. Here's the principle I want you to remember. Be courageous in your convictions. Be kind in your expressions. Stand firm, but do not strike. Speak boldly, but do not wound. Protect yourself, but lift others. Because life rewards the person who can do both, not the person who does one and ignores the other. The truly successful person is not the loudest, the strongest, or the most aggressive. They are the one who combines inner strength with outer compassion. This balance of kindness and courage is not learned overnight. It takes practice. It takes reflection. It takes the willingness to face yourself honestly. But once you master it, you'll notice something amazing. People will respect you. People will follow you. And most importantly, you'll respect yourself. You'll walk through life with confidence, not arrogance, with strength, not cruelty, with power, not rudeness. And that, my friend, is the beginning of true influence. Let's take a moment to reflect. Confidence is one of the most powerful qualities a person can have. It opens doors. It creates opportunity. It attracts respect. But there's a danger here, a very real danger. Confidence unchecked can become arrogance. Boldness without humility becomes pride. Strength without grace becomes intimidation. And once you cross that line, you lose influence. You lose respect. You lose the power that true confidence brings. Character isn't something you show when everyone is watching. It's what you do when no one is looking. Confidence comes from preparation. It comes from discipline. It comes from the repeated practice of showing up, doing the work, and keeping your word. Confident people don't need to prove themselves. They don't need to shout. They don't need to demean others to feel bigger. Confidence whispers, I know my value. I trust my abilities. I can handle whatever comes my way. Arrogance, on the other hand, screams, look at me. I am better than you. I deserve this. One builds bridges. The other burns them. Arrogance isolates you. It blinds you. It stops you from learning. It convinces you that you already know enough, that you don't need anyone else's perspective. The world has a way of humbling, arrogant people, often in ways they didn't anticipate. True confidence, however, attracts allies. It invites guidance. It fosters growth. It creates influence. Success is something you attract by the person you become, not by the power you assert. There are 3 key principles. 1. Know yourself truly. Confidence begins with self-awareness. You must know your strengths and your weaknesses. Confidence says, I can handle this. Arrogance says, I am better than that. Humility paired with awareness keeps confidence grounded. 2. Focus on contribution, not comparison. A confident person asks, how can I add value? An arrogant person asks, how can I appear better than others? Contribution over comparison. Service over self-interest. That's how confidence stays clean. The few who do are the envy of the many who only watch. 3. Speak with strength, not loudness. Confidence is quiet. Arrogance is loud. You'll notice confident people rarely need to raise their voice. They speak with clarity. They speak with truth. They speak with respect. Loudness may grab attention, but clarity and composure earn respect. Imagine you're at a meeting. You have a strong idea. You know it can work. Confidence allows you to present it calmly. You answer questions without defensiveness. You listen to others' concerns without anger. Arrogance would cause you to dominate the conversation, to dismiss opinions, to push for your way, even at the cost of relationships. Which approach builds influence? Which one leaves doors open? Which one earns loyalty? The answer is clear. Confidence without arrogance is one of the most subtle and yet most powerful traits you can cultivate. It allows you to stand tall without stepping on others. It allows you to lead without demanding obedience. It allows you to succeed without losing your integrity. Don't let your success get to your head, and don't let your failures get to your heart. When you master confidence without arrogance, you find the true balance of strength and grace. And when you combine this with kindness and courage, you're no longer just strong. You're strong with wisdom. You're bold with respect. You're unstoppable without being unkind. Let's take a moment to reflect. Many people in this world believe influence is a measure of power. They think authority, position, or even intimidation defines leadership. They think to lead. They think control comes from force. But let me tell you something important. True influence is never demanded. It is earned, quietly and consistently, through respect. Respect is subtle. It doesn't scream. It doesn't demand attention. It commands it. And it lasts. Fear is loud. It may grab attention, but only temporarily. Fear may compel action, but it cannot inspire loyalty, trust, or commitment. Think about it carefully. When someone follows you out of fear, do they respect you? Rarely. They comply because they must. They obey because of consequence. But inside, many will resent you quietly. Some will even wait for the moment to undermine you. Fear is fragile. It can vanish in an instant. A single misstep, a single display of weakness, and the illusion of power collapses. Yet, so many people mistake this fleeting compliance for true leadership. They confuse trembling obedience with admiration. They confuse silence with respect. Success is built on relationships, not transactions. And relationships are built on trust, not intimidation. Now consider the opposite. When people respect you, they listen. They engage. They follow not because they have to, but because they want to. They seek your guidance. They value your judgment. Respect builds loyalty. It builds trust. It builds influence that grows over time. Respect does not demand. It attracts. It multiplies. It leaves a legacy. Think of the leaders you admire. I guarantee their influence comes from respect, not fear. Leadership is not about titles, positions, or flowcharts. It is about one life influencing another. There are 3 core principles to building influence through respect. 1. Lead by example. You cannot expect people to follow if you are not willing to act as you teach. You cannot demand integrity if you do not practice it. You cannot ask for effort if you do not give your best. People watch more than they listen. They notice what you do, not just what you say. Your example carries far more weight than your words. Take responsibility for your life before you expect others to follow your lead. Lead with action. Lead with consistency. Lead with humility. 2. Speak with integrity. Words are powerful, and integrity gives words their power. Say what you mean. Do what you say. Honor your promises, even in small matters. A leader who speaks with integrity inspires confidence. People trust their judgment. They respect their decisions. Their influence grows quietly, steadily, and profoundly. 3. Show empathy and understanding. True leadership is not about imposing your will. It is about guiding, supporting, and empowering others. Take time to understand the people around you. Acknowledge their challenges. Appreciate their efforts. Value their input. When people feel seen and respected, they give their best not because they are forced, but because they want to. Their loyalty deepens. Their commitment strengthens. Let me paint a picture. You are leading a team. The deadline is tight. Pressure is high. A leader who rules by fear may yell, threaten, or pressure the team. The work may get done, yes, but morale will suffer. Trust will erode. Relationships will fracture. A leader who commands respect, remains calm, composed, and firm, encourages accountability, recognizes effort, guides rather than controls. The work gets done. The team grows stronger. Connections deepen. Influence multiplies. This is the essence of respect-based leadership. Beyond business and leadership, influence through respect is crucial in every area of life. In relationships, it builds love and trust. In families, it fosters cooperation and harmony. In friendships, it encourages loyalty and support. When you combine strength with respect, when you combine confidence with empathy, you don't just lead others, you inspire them, you empower them, you leave a legacy of positive influence. You cannot push anyone up a ladder without yourself being on it. Influence through respect is not passive. It is not weak. It is deliberate. It is disciplined. It takes patience. It takes humility. It takes courage. But it is far stronger than fear, far more sustainable, far more rewarding. When you master this art, you hold power without arrogance. You lead without cruelty. You succeed without destroying relationships. That, my friend, is the true mark of a strong person who is never rude. That is how you balance strength and kindness. That is how you walk through life with authority and grace. Let's pause and reflect on everything we've discussed so far. Strength without kindness can isolate you. Kindness without strength can make you a pushover. Confidence without humility turns into arrogance. Courage without empathy becomes recklessness. Influence gained through fear crumbles the moment the threat disappears. Life is a delicate balance, and the art of living well is mastering that balance. Success is not just what you achieve, it is who you become in the process. It's not enough to be strong. It's not enough to be bold. It's not enough to be kind, confident, or courageous. You must weave them together, like threads forming a strong, resilient fabric. Think about a tightrope walker. They don't rely solely on strength to reach the other side. They don't rely only on caution or balance poles. They combine agility, focus, discipline, and awareness. Life works the same way. To succeed, to grow, to truly live, you must master the balance between power and grace, courage and compassion, confidence and humility. Without balance, your achievements may crumble. Without balance, your relationships may fracture. Without balance, your character may be questioned. It is the disciplines you practice quietly that shape the life you live publicly. The daily practice of balance. Balance is not a one-time decision. It is a daily practice. Be strong, but speak gently. Be kind, but stand firm in your principles. Be bold, but remain humble. Take action, but listen and reflect first. Every choice matters. Every word matters. Every action compounds. Balance is about awareness. It is knowing the impact of your behavior on yourself and others. It is choosing not to react impulsively, but intentionally. It is taking responsibility for your influence and your legacy. How balance transforms your life. When you live in balance, you earn respect naturally, not through intimidation. You influence without demanding obedience. You lead without forcing compliance. You achieve without leaving destruction in your wake. Your relationships deepen. Your opportunities expand. Your peace grows. And your life begins to feel aligned with your values. Discipline is the bridge between what you are and what you want to become. Balance allows you to walk that bridge steadily. Here are 3 ways to apply this in your daily life. 1. Reflect daily. Take a few minutes each day to assess your words, actions, and decisions. Ask yourself, did I act with strength and grace? Did I balance courage with kindness? Did I influence others through respect, not fear? Self-reflection keeps you aligned. 2. Commit to continuous improvement. No one masters balance overnight. Every day presents new challenges and opportunities to practice. Learn from mistakes, celebrate small wins, and refine your approach continuously. 3. Lead with awareness. Whether at work, at home, or in your community, be conscious of the effect you have on others. Your presence, your tone, your choices, they all ripple outward. When you act with awareness, balance becomes a natural part of your character. Being strong but not rude is not a rule. It is not a tactic. It is a philosophy. It is a way of life. Strong people lift others. Bold people inspire. Kind people build trust. Wise people leave a legacy. Combine them. Practice them daily. Live intentionally. Don't just chase success, chase character, integrity, and balance. Success will follow naturally. As you move forward, remember, strength is admirable. Kindness is essential. Confidence is powerful. Courage is transformative. Respect is eternal. Master these, and you master life. Learn to be strong, but never rude. Be bold, but never arrogant. Be kind, but never weak. And in that balance, you will find your true potential. You will find your influence. You will find peace. And you will live a life worth remembering. The art of living well is available to anyone willing to practice balance daily. Remember, the greatest leaders, the most respected individuals, and the most fulfilled people in life are not those who dominate others. They are those who walk strong, kind, and wise through every challenge life throws at them. Your life is your message to the world. Make sure it is strong, yet kind. Remember this. Strength is admirable. Kindness is essential. Confidence is powerful. Courage is transformative. Respect is eternal. Learn to be strong, but never rude. Be bold, but never arrogant. Be kind, but never weak. The true measure of success is not what you achieve, but who you become along the way. If you practice balance every day, if you lead with integrity and influence through respect, you will not only achieve your goals, you will inspire others to rise with you. Walk strong, speak wisely, act with grace, and remember your life is your message. Make it one worth remembering.